Right, so I'm making an attempt to drive this vehicle, and you see, that's it. That's all I'm getting, and I'm getting a puff of black smoke. Yeah, so it feels like this vehicle is running much better, but it's still holding back, right? It's still feeling hesitant, and you're still seeing that black emissions out of the tailpipe ever so often. I'm not hearing the turbo spooling, so we definitely gotta check that out, right? I did get rid of that P0087 code and the P1186 code. Okay, so that's the fuel being taken care of. Now we gotta tackle the air side. So I believe the turbo have a problem, because at low RPM is where I'm getting that puff of black smoke coming out of the emission, right? So we definitely gotta check that out. I'm gonna talk to the customer and see, you know, how his funds is running, and if you like me to continue or if you like me to stop there, it's up to him, right? But I believe that we are on the right track. We just gotta, you know, we had to tackle the back first and come forward, right? And for those who don't think, you know, they gotta pay for diagnosing, I mean, I don't know what to tell them, man, but you gotta pay for diagnosing. We're not gonna figure out things right away. You dig? You may have to leave the car, and we gotta sit on the car for a little bit to see the problem. So you gotta have some patience as well, right? But you cannot come to my shop and expect me to diagnose your vehicle for free. You know, I mean, this is based on, you know, one of the customers who brought his CX-7 here, and he didn't like, you know, how I diagnosed his vehicle, and said basically a massive fluid would have fixed his problem, which could never be, because he replaced like 1,000 parts on the car first before he even brought it here. So I mean, that's lesson learned for me. I think I'm not gonna continue to put energy into him. I think I basically swept that one in the rug, but I do have to make sure and let the customers know, you know, going forward, hey yo, y'all gotta pay for diagnosing. You know, all data, Mitchell, you know, motor data, all these things cost. And then you gotta still, you know, go on Facebook and talk to some guys and stuff like that. But you gotta pay for that, man. But anyway, man, let's take this vehicle on a run and see what's good. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling, you know, loss of power around low RPM. Yeah, I believe that turbo does have a fault. It's moving much better than before. Got no check engine light on, but yeah. So let me take this back to the shop and get it checked out.
6 hours later.
Alright, so I like to assess the turbo by removing this bolt, right? This is the oil feed line for the turbo. If I see any sludge, any gunk, anything, you know, restricting that oil to feed the turbo, that's letting me know that this turbo is not good, right? And they gotta flush the turbo out, and they gotta replace the lines and stuff like that, right? But from what I'm seeing here, you know, the bolt is in good shape, right? I'm not seeing any slush or anything like that. But that doesn't mean the turbo is still good. I still have to do some more checks, but for now, basically the oil was feeding into this turbo, which is good, right? And next I gotta remove the ducting going to the turbo, right, and shake the shaft, see if it have an excessive play or not. Okay, so you can check that also, and then I'm going to disconnect the actuator and see if that, you know, have the proper movement to open and close the wastegate, or, you know, open the vanes, right? So once everything is good, then I'll determine what's my next move. So what you're seeing here is the turbo shaft itself that has the excess play, right? I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but you can hear like the bearing, you know, like it's really having hard time spinning this impeller, right? And just letting me know that the turbo is not good. You know, ever so often you will hear the boost kicking, and sometimes you don't even hear it at all. So I believe that this shaft is damaged. So I'm gonna take it apart some more and do some more assessment. And yeah, this is the back side of it, and what you were seeing earlier was the intake, and this is the exhaust, and you see that excess play. It's definitely gonna have play, but not this much play, right? And that'll let me know that this turbo has to be replaced, right? So let me see if I can converse with the customer and let him know that, you know, you gotta replace this cartridge. It's up to him if you want to replace the whole thing, but I believe this is the problem why he's losing power. And also too, we're gonna have to check the actuator and make sure that is good, because You know, if that actuator is not working properly, then it cannot vary the vanes in the turbo itself. You know, so let's take it to get repaired and see what's good. Okay, so we took apart the turbo and you see that heat mark on the shaft. That let me know that bearing is gone in that turbo, right? So we're going to replace this entire cartridge and put it back up, and I believe that should rectify one of the problems that he had, right? And yeah, that's what's up, man. So this cartridge is definitely not good. So we got the turbo back from the shop. We went out to get some repairs done. They replaced the cartridge and they also the actuator, right? They also put everything back to specs. Okay, we don't have the excessive play in the shaft anymore. All right, so this is the old fuel pump that I took out the vehicle. That was giving me 30 psi. Now I'm getting 50 with a new pump, and you see I'm gonna spin and shake the shaft right here, and you must get a little bit, not a little play, but what I was getting before was very excessive. Okay, so they had some repairs to do also on the shaft as well, right? So we gotta put this on the vehicle and see exactly what's going on and how this vehicle is gonna perform. Okay, so we just installed a turbo, right? I made sure that we flushed out the intercooler, you know, the return lines. Wasn't able to replace them, but all we did was just, you know, make sure it had no blockage. And, you know, we're gonna take this vehicle for a test run and see exactly how it's gonna perform. I believe we are on the right track and we're gonna get to it. So when it rains, it definitely pours, man. So what happened was while we was test running this vehicle, right, we started to lose power, and when we removed the cover, we noticed that we sprung a pinhole leak, you know, on the return line. The only way this could happen is if excessive pressure, you know, end up, you know, causing that leak on this line, right? So we're gonna show you exactly what's going on. Go ahead and start up. You may have to rev a little bit. Go ahead and rev. Right, so you saw that little pinhole. So that's gonna happen due to excessive back pressure coming from one of the injectors that's not opening. So we're gonna take the injectors out and get them serviced. Right, this is where the leak is at, right? And we're gonna replace all these injectors or get it serviced and see if we can get this vehicle back up and running, right? But yeah, definitely felt the difference in the, you know, the performance of the vehicle. Okay, yeah, so we had to replace this low pressure line and also the turbo cartridge because, you know, that wasn't good at all. We also replaced two of the injectors because two wasn't good. We got the other two serviced, and because of the high pressure build up from two of the injectors not working, right, it ended up bursting this line right here. Okay, so yeah, normally it used to, I ran into this before where it pushed the crimp off, but this one actually sprung a leak in the hose itself, man, because the injector wasn't opening and that pressure gotta go somewhere. So with everything back in place right now, we're gonna take it for a run and we're gonna see exactly how this vehicle is performing. We didn't touch the high pressure pump or anything else. We was able to service the vehicle, change the engine oil, change the air filter, the fuel filter. All right, yeah, and I believe what we did solved this problem, right? Yeah, so I'm definitely getting power back on this vehicle, right? So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, give me a thumbs down, right? But let me know in the comments why you give me a thumbs down, man. And if you haven't saw the other two videos for this, go back and see exactly how we got here, right? But yeah, this vehicle is definitely driving real sweet, man, for a diesel. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call this a fix. Yeah. Until next time, y'all take it easy. Peace.